So if you don't follow me on Instagram and you just watch me here on YouTube, most of you guys probably are kind of confused a lot, and I totally can see why. So obviously I've been doing updates, but I really haven't been doing updates on the 60F. So it's been all over the place. Of course, we escaped it the first time, so the very original escape you guys saw, and then I did come out a week later and show that that I got rescaped, and then not too long ago we escaped this thing again where we had the Frodo in the corner with the waterfall, and that was actually up and running for about 3 months maybe like that, and obviously it's now empty again, and I just feel like the first three escapes I've done, the last one wasn't bad at all. It's just I still feel like using this tank to actually try to breed some more high dollar shrimp, it just still didn't feel like it made sense. I definitely want it to be more open. I just want it to be where I can literally look at everything, like the 45F over here. Just the way with the ice stone and just being a carpet with sand in the front, that tank actually makes a little more sense, and it's just you can just see everything, and it's just a lot easier to maintain too. And so, and plus, I feel like with the 60F, it's just a cool size, being a 2 foot shallow, and it's just I feel like I really need to do something that much more better, really take use of this tank. And so yes, so I will be rescaping this tank today. The video you'll see throughout this, this may be within the next week or so. I won't obviously scape this whole thing in one night, but obviously you guys will see all the clips added together here on YouTube, and you'll see the process. But basically my goal is, so basically I actually got 60 pounds, quite a bit of Icelandic stone. So obviously that's the same stone that I used in the 45F over there. I didn't want to use the same stones because obviously I try to mix it up and make the tanks look each of them look different. But I've been a huge fan of the Icelandic stone. I feel like in the 60F being a bigger size, and if we do somewhat of like a Iwagumi type tank in the 60F, I feel like this stone is just gonna look really cool in this bigger, especially a lot of these bigger pieces. And so that's what I'm gonna do today. I really don't know what exactly I'm gonna do. I mean, I kind of have an idea, kind of what I want to go for, but even then, I still don't know. I just want to really go through the rock that I have and just kind of whatever looks good and whatever I think. I mean, if I feel like there's a rock that's gonna look good sticking out, and then I can kind of build my way around that. Just basically find a couple main stones and kind of just build around them, basically. And so I think it'd be really cool to have a definitely more land land part in this tank. Definitely have like a lot of more where we can do a lot more plants immersed. But again, I don't know. I mean, if we're doing just shrimp in this tank, I mean, I don't mind if we don't have any really immersed growth at all, honestly. It can just be a Iwagumi pretty much, but we'll just see. I'll just see what ends up happening with Escape. I'm just kind of, I don't, I really, you guys are watching this kind of raw just like I am, so I really don't know at the moment what I'm going to be doing. But I don't want to make this first clip too long, just so the rest of the video isn't too long. So yeah, so basically Icelandic stone, I'm gonna pour some soil and just kind of start mess with Escape, and obviously you guys will see all the way to the end of this video what it actually ends up turning out like. Hopefully it turns out pretty cool. I think definitely it'll turn out pretty nice. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you on the next clip. So this is the same day. So I kind of already have, you guys, if some of you guys know me, once I start doing something, I kind of don't stop. And I did actually start playing with it right now, and I'm actually came up with a pretty good concept so far, and I'm actually liking it. Like, I think this is pretty much. I'll keep adding to it, but I think this is pretty much it. Um, yeah, it definitely looks weird from like the top right now. It's like it looks, but it's really when you sit down. Because one thing about shallows is you definitely want to look good from the top, because that's the whole point of shallows. Everybody likes to have um, that escape immersed, and that's kind of why we do shallows. So we can actually have the escape coming out, just have that cool effect, and definitely do that here with that rock. But so when you look at it from the top, it doesn't look the best right now until I add detail, but also I want it to look good from the top. And then I also, from just a regular aquarium, focal point view from just the front end, I think that's one thing shallows sometimes lack for some people, is sometimes they look good from the top, but they don't look good from the front side, which, obviously you want the escape to look good both ways. So I'm trying to like work where it still looks good from the front, where if you take a picture like this in front, it still looks like it. And I think it looks really sick so far. Like, even when I film right here real close, If I were to actually crop it out, like some people would never guess this is a, only like a 8 gallon tank. So that's good. It just makes that tank, bring the size out, which is real key when you're doing escape. If you ever doing contest or whatever, a big key is making the tank look way bigger than it actually is, and that's how a lot of these times you'll have these top aquascapers win these contests, is their ability to do that. And obviously there's a million other things, but like that's a really big thing that most people, it's really hard to do. I mean, to create focal points and, to basically make an illusion to the human eye to where it just looks bigger. It looks like it goes on forever. It looks like you're literally underwater in nature. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Like I really am adding a lot of layers to this. You see how this layer, this layer, this layer. So I'm just gonna keep. Obviously, I'll actually add more rocks. I'm kind of just playing with it. But this like these main stones that I have. Obviously, this is the main, and then this is that main stone here. There's actually a big rock that's on top of this. This is actually one of the nicer rocks that it sits on. So it's kind of sucks that it's actually probably gonna end up getting buried a little bit. But that's totally fine. It still gives a lot of detail in the front here. But yeah, like I said, I'll keep playing with it, but I actually like where this is going. I like how this kind of sticks out. It kind of almost matches that a little bit, so it just kind of feels natural, like the flow just feels. So I like where this is going. Of course, I'll keep working on it, and you guys will see, what ends up happening with this. But I'm pretty sure I don't think I'm going to change anything at this point. I think I'm definitely going to work off of this. I think this will be really cool, and of course, we'll have sand in the front, and my goal is just basically, I don't know what plants exactly. I might do some plants. Basically what we'll do is definitely carpet of Cuba, but then like I don't really think we'll do stems. I think we'll just do mid grounds, but we'll grow them out to where they almost look like stems in the back to give that illusion, like some S repens, or it can be really anything, honestly. But grow some of that in the back, and yeah, I think it looked pretty sick. Again, like I don't think will really grow stuff out of the tank, like at least stem wise, like not real tall. I don't think this tank will really do that. Maybe in that left corner, if it looks good, we might do. I do have the hydrophila still that I might actually put back in here. I just don't know yet until I really start doing more to the scape, and if I think it'll benefit it, then I definitely will. But yeah, this is what I got so far. I think it's actually looking pretty sick. I mean, the Icelandic just has such great detail. Some of the pieces, like the pieces I use, are that look like this, but then there's some pieces that have a lot of I would say lava rock features, where they have a lot of these holes in them. Where this, so you can see like it just looks like, your average rock with a lot of detail. But you see like there's some pieces that look like this that just look really ugly to me honestly. So that's just a lot of these pieces are like that, like this isn't bad, but you just see like you turn it over and it's like that's just what it's like with this Atlantic stone. That's just how some of the pieces are. But then you have pieces that are like just like this, where they look really nice, and that's kind of the pieces I've been choosing to put in here. And this is exactly what I do with the 45F2. But then yeah, you just got some of these pieces that are like this, where they're like, it's just, that's why I buy so much of it. Because if you definitely don't buy a lot, then you're definitely probably gonna be stuck with some pieces like that, and you kind of have to use them. So that's why having a lot of variety, you can use some of these pieces to actually look a little better. Which there's nothing wrong with those other stones. I mean, some people might love them, but I just like the Icelandic stone that looks like this. So definitely like the look there. It just gives so much detail, as you can see. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip. I don't know where I'll be at. I mean, I'll just keep going, and I'll just feel like whenever I need to update you guys, I will. But yeah, I'll see you guys again in the next clip. So still same day. So this is actually the last thing I'll do for this night, and then tomorrow I'll resume more of the detail in the sand. I'll start adding the sand. So basically, yeah, I've basically added all like the actual rock work that I do. Of course, I'll add here and there when it comes to the detail. I'll add more pieces that I feel that are needed. But yeah, I think this is pretty much all it's gonna really be. Of course, from the top view, it might look kind of not really weird, but it's really when you get down to this level where you can actually like really see how good it looks with all the different levels. But yeah, from the top, it definitely will look better over time once we actually get the Cuba all planted and it starts growing in. So I will plan on dry starting this tank at least until the Cuba kind of roots. I don't really um, have to really fully carpet with Cuba as long as it's roots, but we'll just see how it goes. I'll dry start it, and then I mean this tank doesn't really have to be set up right away again, but I would like to get the filter up and running again because it's still full of water with all the beneficial bacteria. But honestly, I can just put it on a bucket and run it on a bucket if I really need to, if I want to do the dry stuff for a little bit longer. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. So basically, the plan for the detail is you'll see in the next clip, obviously, but for me, it'll be, the next day or two. But basically, obviously, you can see kind of where I'm going to have the sand. So all through this front, where I kind of have these rocks in the crevices covering. So I might have another rock shoved in there a little bit and put some polyfill. That's one thing. That's another good thing why I want to dry start it. So a lot of the roots kind of hold back that soil too on some of these spots like that. But I'll have sand all here, obviously right here, all in here, and all the way to the back. And I think what I want to do is actually add sand in this path. Actually, almost like add a path, so make the sand go up in here, and then make the sand go turning, and add that whole area with sand. And then I want to turn it back and fill that whole area with sand. So I feel like there's like V composition with sand kind of divide. I feel like that's going to divide this part from this part, and I feel like it's going to look really good if you guys can kind of see that, especially if you put your finger like, I feel like that sand kind of separating almost like two islands, I think would look really good. And I think it would look pretty cool too, just with the sand. It kind of draws eyes. It'd almost be kind of cool to really almost have another rock to where like that's really like kind of going. But I mean, I don't think we have to get that crazy with it. I mean, but I think where it stands right now is pretty good. I don't think I really need to add that much more rock work, in my opinion. I think once we start adding the sand and other smaller rocks and really start adding detail, then I think it's gonna really pop you more. But we'll see. Once we get all that stuff in, I feel like I need to even do something more than I definitely will. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. I think this is finally going to be a skate that I'm going to be happy with long term, for sure. I mean, it's definitely going to be 100 times better just being able to see everything for sure with this tank. So I definitely this will probably definitely be the last time this tank gets scaped for sure, because I definitely will plan on getting this shrimp no later than about the start of next year 2022. So if not a little bit earlier for sure. But this tank's obviously with this tank, it won't be fully new, but with all the Amazonia, it's definitely gonna leach ammonia for a little bit. So we'll definitely have to let this thing run for a little bit longer before we think about getting any type of shrimp. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, next clip you'll see, pretty much you'll probably see the finished product on the next clip. Honestly, this video is gonna already be extremely long once the time I put it all together. It might be pushing 20 minutes, honestly. I've been talking so much, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys kind of the I wish I could have done a time lapse or show you guys really what I'm doing step by step. But stuff like this, sometimes it's just best if to put the camera down and just escape. That's how I create my best work, is just not with the cameras off. So that's just me though. But yeah, so next clip you'll see pretty much it complete, unless I want to kind of chime in the middle and describe something. But other than that, yeah, you should see it all detailed up in the next clip.